Oh my God. It's episode 100.
Wow, that's amazing.
I was talking to somebody yesterday on one of my Zooms, and they're like, when's it coming back? Where's Michelle? Where's Melissa? I said, Melissa has folded into the valley somewhere. We hope to see her again one day. And here she is.
No, I've been here the whole time.
I know. Yeah. I have to ask you because this is like what friends would do if you meet up after a couple of months of not seeing each other. I want to ask you about are you okay with the fires? Anybody you know affected? Because we had that happen recently.
Yeah, we're fine. We actually had, from a business perspective, no clients who got burned out. We obviously had some that got evacuated, some that were right on that, you know, yellow evacuation warning. Um, and not just there, all the fires that sparked, we had clients in all the areas. So, yeah, we're okay. The insurance industry is not. Too big of a conversation for
I
this
know, I
early
know,
in the
I know,
morning.
I know.
But no, I mean, we've talked to, quite a number of people about just to have a second opinion. What do I do? This is what my insurance company's saying. What do you think? Kind of conversations. Happy to have them. Those are pretty much over now. So we just got really lucky that we didn't have a high concentration of clients in those two areas.
Well, I just know that where you live, especially just on a personal level, you live in a lot of woods.
Right. We are in a brush zone where we live too.
Yeah, so sorry.
So,
So you had to deal with that too. Kind of
oh
scary.
yeah, we have fires in the parks all the time. We've been evacuated a number of times. Nothing got to the structures. But there was one smoke event that was just like you couldn't see. You were just that was a crazy evacuation moment. So our community has a disaster preparedness committee. Um, we, like everyone else, are paying so much money for fire insurance. It's a huge, I think it's now either the largest line item on the HOA budget or second. And we have, two full city blocks of greenscape and green belt, and we pay a lot of money for landscaping and maintenance. And I think it's now way up there. So we feel you as people and as professionals, we feel you. So yeah. How about you? Anybody?
Yeah, it was horrible. So
Oh.
I was in New York, working for ABC Disney. I will throw that out, folks. A little name dropping. It was the time of my life, I just having a wonderful time. And then I was to New Orleans to have a little break for myself before I came home.
Mhm.
Best gumbo on earth. It was wonderful.
Mhm.
Oh, again, I'm gonna shout out this hotel every single time I go on the show and talk about it. The Mercantile Hotel on South Peter Street. Mercantile Hotel on South Peter Street. The Mercantile Hotel. It is the bomb diggity. And the pricing is great. It had a record player in the room with records. It was like the bomb diggity, and the staff was just amazing. I wanted to stay longer, but the morning I came back was January 8th, and came in when it was under a cloud of smoke and ash down here. That's when it hit me because you never when you're outside of the state. I guess it happens when you're outside of a disaster area or
Mhm.
a weather occurrence, you don't know what's true or not true because sometimes they hype things up so big, or they say there was an earthquake, and then my family's like, "Were you okay?" I'm like, "That was San Francisco. That's like 500 miles away. Like it didn't affect me
Right.
at all." Like, so you just never know. So I know. So that kind of what that feels like. It's kind of like, oh, there's some fire. Well, fires happen,
Mhm.
right? Not usually this time of the year, but like it was like, okay, it do happen. But when I
Right.
got here and the ash was falling on me, I could smell it. And down here I'm in Inglewood, like the fire, we were never affected like that. I looked at the sky and I couldn't see the sky. It wasn't fog.
Yeah.
That's when it hit me. So then my whole guard, everything was cut. But then also it had been really windy, I guess, that night before. So my whole garden was ruined. So when I got home, like I was devastated. Plants uprooted, things flowing to other people's yard. It was a mess. My hammock torn to pieces. My brother had video. He goes, no, it was really windy. So I was like, this is for real. So I literally landed into a danger zone, kind of. And then uh, a day or so after that, the fire started in Santa Monica. That's closer to me.
Yep.
Usually, once they're out there, I mean, I was like, when we heard Pasadena, Altadena, that was kind of weird. But when it said Santa Monica, that's when we got a warning to we might have to evacuate because Santa Monica. So, folks, Santa Monica is like 2 cities away from me, basically. It's like 2 cities. Like, LA's a bunch of cities, but it's like there's Culver City and then there's like Santa Monica, and then I go to Santa Monica all the time. I mean, I drive there all
Yeah.
the time. It's like 10 minutes away from me. Um, so we got a little nervous about that because we're thinking, wow, these fires are starting everywhere. Then a fire started in Koreatown, which is only 10 miles away from me. Also, like it was that weird time. It's like they're just kind of popping up there, like what the.
Hmm.
Um, so just so that was just one thing. But then I can say I have 13 cousins who lost their homes in Altadena.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
yeah, so it was horrific. So they all lived in this one area on purpose. They all moved there together
Sure.
on purpose. They all lived within blocks of each
Were they
other.
on TV by chance?
They could have been. I
Were
didn't.
they were they interviewed on TV?
I could have been. I don't know. I was
Because
busy
they were
helping people.
talking about a family that had like a lot of homes in
Mhm.
that same block. I think your family was like their story got covered.
I wouldn't be surprised. They're a huge family. They're all, and we knew. I mean, because I used to go visit my cousin Bobby, and we all had Thanksgivings together, and also he was always there's a million of them everywhere. It's all joke. Can't do anything because somebody will see you, kind of thing. But they lost their homes, and so I was helping some of them here, with food and water and giving them gas cards. I did. I went to this whole drive. I was getting gas cards for people and food cards, and so it's just so January was rough for my family on that end for the
I'm
fires. It was
sorry.
rough. Yeah, no, and I have friends who lost, and then my actor friends, a lot of them lost their homes. My friend Eric Braden, plays Victor Newman, Cameron Matheson. I mean, they all lost their homes, and it was just so sad. So it's like, so it was a really weird. It's like this one hit me more, and then seeing, and there's a million. Listen, I talk about the past all the time because we're both, this is our year. We have another birthdays coming up again this year. Uh, I'm first. Yeah, I'm first. That's right. You're after me. I'm first. Um, Palisades High School. I used to go there all the time. I had friends back in the
Yeah.
'80s, and to
Yeah.
see. And at first, see, I'm confused though. I thought it was part of it got burned down. When someone said the whole thing got burned down, I can't. I haven't got confirmation on that, so don't quote me, folks. I don't know. I don't know if you know. I don't know. I remember part of it
Um,
was
Partial got burned out. You can't go to school there.
yes,
You
what I
know,
heard.
it's bad enough.
Okay.
And Les would coach his teams like would play Palisades High School. So he was very familiar with the territory as well, having been there in a coaching capacity for football. Um, so let me ask, how much time did you sit in front of the TV and watch all of it?
So here's the thing. So I was so busy helping people, I didn't.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't.
I was
Good.
so busy in mode of what can I do for you? I was cooking a lot. I had my crock pot going 24 hours a day. I was cooking. I was like raising money. I was busy doing stuff because I know my mother was like she was watching it the whole time and
Yeah.
getting upset and getting upset and but I would glance in and it was funny because again going back to our teenage back to the 80s. I have to keep going back to the 80s, but I'm stuck there. Um Seeing Malibu, seeing Palisades. I mean, I used to go over there. I mean, sometimes skipping school. But anyway, going over there, I mean, it was the 80s. I was still smart. I graduated. Um, but all that, I mean, just there's so much history over there. And like Mother said, she goes, Gladstone's is gone. And this is gone. Like all these rest that and just to see the part that got me is when I saw PCH. There's nothing there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy, folks. Like seriously, because sometimes you come in one way or go out one way. Like even through Santa Monica, there was always their homes. I mean, I think it was like one was
Yeah.
like home, and all five were gone next to it. Like it's like
Yeah.
it was like wow, these historic things are gone. these restaurants are gone. Like I hang out there all the time now, but I'm saying, but over the years, I've eaten over there. I've been over there, and
Yeah,
that
Moon
was
Shadows.
Moon Shadows. Right. It's just like these are LA iconic, places that
Yeah.
would get built 10 years ago. They were there for decades. You take it for granted. So it's kind of so that part was kind of weird, but no, I was so busy doing so. What about you? What about you and Les?
Glued to the television.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard not to be. It's hard not to be, right?
Glued to the television. I don't think we worked much that day. We took in some calls, but it was shocking. It was so shocking to start in the morning at the Palisades fire, and then you're like, wait, what? Something else is happening in Pasadena, and then it was, Altadena area. Wait, what's happening there? And that one was just as bad because I don't like to go, oh, this one was worse. It's
Right.
all bad. It's just
It's all
all
bad.
bad everywhere.
It's all bad.
And you had more coverage in the Altadena area with the people
Yeah.
than you did the Palisades because everyone was just trying to get the hell out of there, running for their lives, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
uh,
Yeah.
so, you had, it wasn't, but in the Altadena area, they spent a lot more time with people who were telling their stories about, they've lived there. It's multi-generational.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I didn't know anything about the community. That's a super tight community.
I said, I know. I knew that. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
I
No
had
one
no
talks
idea.
about it. No one talks about it. No one talks about it.
And so that was heartbreaking. I mean, it was a day of high emotions and just like sickness, because we also knew that the fire insurance in California is such a mess that
Yeah.
these folks are really, after they deal with the trauma of everything that had just happened to them and the loss, now you start thinking about, okay, so what's the next steps? And the insurance component, as everyone knows now, it's all out there now in the open. It's not a good thing, you know. So we knew the other shoe was about to drop with funding. Like, how do we rebuild? It's such a surreal thing because we have seen towns, Paradise, Santa Rosa, burn, like
Yeah.
just,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
but it's
Oh, yeah.
not our backyard. It's not where we live. It's not where we drive by. It's not where we have friends and clients. It's just, and now it's in our backyard and it's really frightening. Sorry.
LA it was such a weird energy down here because we were like, where can the next fire start? It,
Yeah.
Everybody seemed
Anywhere.
nervous. Everybody was anxious, and I felt for you guys especially more because they were like, okay, it's not over the hill right now. It's still over here. It's over here, but it hadn't gone into. Then all of a sudden, it was like it's going into the valley. And I thought about you guys. It was going into the
Oh, yeah.
valley. Like, oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh my
Yeah. We
god.
had fires. There were so many fires that night, and the next day, that were just sparking all over. Sepulveda Basin,
Yes.
the canyons from Santa Monica, and then the canyons, and you're like, oh my goodness, is this thing just how far is this gonna get?
Right.
And Studio City had that huge ginormous house on fire,
Yes.
and then it popped off, and they were just everywhere.
They were everywhere. I
So
said,
far out of fire. It was
air,
like, oh my gosh,
yeah,
is
they're
this
everywhere.
gonna be like you don't want to go to sleep because you don't know what city's next. And
Well,
there's so much, everything is contiguous. So, Encino, Tarzana, right? West Woodland Hills, it's all,
I know. That's what I said. Yes.
it's like you don't really know where the city lines are. It's just a blur.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so that we were very worried that if it did get over the hill, it could be a disaster because it could just wipe out
Oh
the
yeah.
valley.
Yeah. I'll ask you a question because on this show we've talked off and on about the insurance industry because that's where we come from, and you talked about policy changes and how sad you. We had one episode where you talked about how you just like you felt bad as a provider trying to talk to your clients. You can't help sometimes, so it kind of ties into the fire thing. But um, I've been in a fire. I think I talked about it on the show before with Nick and David, and David called me, and we had been in a fire in 2006, San Francisco. I know what it's like to lose everything, and so I know what it's like to lose stuff, and I know how fast fires start and how they spread. And that's what scared me because I have PTSD a little bit about when it was happening. I go, I know how fast they can spread. A spark
Sure.
can go right over here, and then that's it. Um, do you think about what you would take if you had to leave? Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
because I've had to do it before. We got fortunate, but we've been evacuated twice and I've grabbed the same things twice.
Okay.
I have everything packaged up in our safe, all the papers, right? All the valuable stuff
Yes.
is all wrapped up in one bag and it's kept in the go bag, just grab it and go. And it's in the safe. Of
Sure.
course, Kima comes first.
Yes, of
Obviously,
course.
animals, right? You got to
Of
create.
course.
But she also has a go bag. So her go
Okay.
bag is, yeah, her go bag is prepped because we've had to take her with
Yeah.
us, you know. So her go bag is right on the way to the garage where the safe is. So, and then, you know, there's nothing hanging. Also my like valuables are also in the same safe. So the valuables, the papers, the dog's go bag, we're good. What I don't have is a people go bag. You know, and I will because you need a couple days worth of fresh clothes and some basic toiletries, um, which I will do, and I'll put in the same closet with Kima's go bag. So we're all set. But other than that, everything else, honestly, I'm out. We could literally be out of this house in under a minute if we had to go.
Yeah, same here. We did. My brother and I had to make a plan. I had to help him get a plan. I'd say so. We prepared because when they told us we were on evacuation watch, I said, "Okay, Jr., let's put this together." My mother's 4 miles south of us, and so she was never for some reason her area was never in danger. So
Right.
and her house is too crowded for both of us. We're all too big. So so we had said we made a plan to. This is for folks at home. So you have to think about this stuff. Go further south. But everybody was going south. I'm gonna tell you, for weeks it was busy down here in the South Bay. Manhattan Beach, Torrance, Long Beach. Like it was really busy. I was going to the store. I'm like, oh my god, it's kind of crazy out here. Like these folks don't live here. It's usually quieter. But anyway, we had decided he'd go to my mom's house to stay with her, and then I go to probably to Long Beach. I said I just go further south, get a hotel, and do that. But no, I said get all your stuff, Jr. I said make sure you have like I have a little pouch. I literally have a little pouch. I'm good. Everything else either on email or it's on like they always tell me this when you go travel, have your passport on email, have something else on email, just have things your ID on email. If you have to access your email, if someone steals your stuff, you lose your stuff. So I've kind of learned stuff along the way, kind of like you, and I have a toiletry bag that's just for like I gotta get the F out of here, and then they
Mhm.
just grab that toiletry bag. And so my medications, medications,
Oh,
and
medications, right. Yes.
yeah, I'm gonna say that. I want to make sure.
Yes. I don't have medications and Les doesn't have like daily medications. So I
Okay,
don't think of that, but that's like number one.
yeah, these two.
Yep,
So
that's like absolutely number one on the grab list is you need to
yes,
have
yes,
your medications,
you can get a
especially if you're, diabetic.
high blood pressure for me.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Oh gosh, you definitely will need
Yes,
that medicine in that
yes,
kind of
I
an
make sure.
environment.
Yeah, so but I tell people all the time, just say I was curious about that. But yeah, it's when I was in the last fire, I just saved all the cats. That's all I did. I was like, all the cats. That's it, all the cats. I'm like, you just learn after a while. It's like you always make jokes like, what about that painting? Like, no, the important stuff is the live stuff. My
Yeah.
poor plants would all go. I'm like, sorry, plants, I love you. Um, but I'm like, but I was like, but I was like, grab the animals.
Grab all the living things first,
Yes.
priority. As we've seen in these fires, people
Oh, I
lost their
know.
lives in these
I
fires.
know. And the
People
dogs.
stayed behind to save the house, and my heart breaks. Some
Um,
folks couldn't get out in time. Some folks,
I know.
this one was this is horrible. This is really a true disaster that
It
happened here
was.
in LA.
And one of the things that I didn't think about to my friend Tracy Bregman, who's on Young and Restless, is a friend of mine. We're equine folks. She was like, "Yeah, remember in those areas over there, there are a lot of horses and
Yeah.
chickens, and So and pigs and stuff. So they were like, she found resources where they were taking animals in because they're like, they had dogs and cats, she had those, but they're like, well, what about the other? The horses are bigger than a dog and a cat. Like, where are you gonna put them? So there were places they could find here, down here, coming down this direction, or going east, um, to find homes for them, there's shelter for them. I'm like, it's like you don't think about any of this stuff at first. There's so many layers to a disaster, right?
Yeah.
There's so many layers to it. You're like, God bless America.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it
we
was just,
watched some of the footage in the Altadena area, and people are just walking their horses down the street trying to get
yeah,
them out.
yeah.
As ash and smoke and
No.
all the bad stuff is, swirling around them. They were just, we got to get our animals out.
What's funny later, I say like a week or so later, I was trying to when it started to dissipate down here, the smokes because the smoke covered all Los Angeles, folks. Like it literally covered
Oh
all Los
yeah.
Angeles. I was cleaning up my garden a little bit. I'm like, should I wear a mask? Because it is ash, and the ash is not good, right? Like I
No.
didn't get sick or anything that I know of. And I put it on a little later, but I was like, man, when I first started, I was just like, I gotta get this stuff out of here and wipe and hose everything down, and which I was doing. And but I was like, so there's just so many things that when this stuff like this happens, Google stuff, go online, folks, whatever. It's just or find somebody you trust who's talking about it. There are a lot of people talking about stuff. So on social media, so that part was good. They're telling you how to react, how to act. But I always have masks around, laying around and stuff. So I always had stuff nearby if I needed it. But it was a trip this one actually affected me. And then just talking to friends, talking to our friend Mike Scott. It was like he's over in Monrovia, and we are talking. He had to evacuate, go east. Luckily, I guess they're fine, but just like he had to evacuate. And that's scary enough because you're like, well, am I gonna be okay when will I come back to something or well, that's scary too. That's anxiety and producing too. It's like, ooh. So,
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely. It was a
we
very
did it.
tense, week, really. It was a very
It was.
tense week. And then you started seeing the aftermath, and that's heartbreaking, and you go from this like rush of adrenaline and fear to the visualization of, oh my gosh, there's nothing left. Like this is shocking.
Yeah.
And, some of the news reporters that were on the scene, some of them started without masks, without eye protection. Like they were just
Oh,
there covering a fire in the Palisades, and it just blew up.
yeah.
And it took a while to get back out to them with the mask and with the eye goggles. And, I felt horrible for these
Yeah,
people who
no,
are covering the
I know.
news, and they're like putting their health at risk just
They are.
being there.
They are. They are.
So it was funny. Some of them had like bandanas, and then they had the next segment, they had a mask, and then the couple segments later, they had the eye goggles.
Yes.
Like people
They
were
were getting
just,
there. They were getting there. They were getting there. But I want to ask you just before that though, what were your thoughts about 2025? What were you feeling going into it? Yeah. Like, I feel like it's a
um,
long time ago. Like, well, because I mean, it was like I was in New York celebrating New Year's. I was like, it's
yeah,
New Year, bitches. I'm ready.
yeah. We were very optimistic about 2020. We were excited for the new year. We felt we were through the fight. Here's the thing. Fires, October, November, right? That's
Right.
when we usually have experienced these disasters.
Yes.
January,
So weird. So weird.
January. So I felt like, oh, we were past the wildfire, you know, time frame.
Yeah.
It would give the fire insurance companies a break. Maybe we get to see some companies starting to come back into California. So we're literally thinking about the the lives lost, the property lost,
Yeah.
the sadness of it all. And then you shift to, oh, this is going to be even worse because, there's two major cities that are going to need to find homes and rental properties. And then you have the whole insurance thing. And then now it's like, well, they're having a hard time finding where they're going to put the debris because no one wants the toxic debris in their cities.
Right.
And,
Right.
so you start thinking about all of this. This is going to be years,
Yes.
years.
Yes.
And so,
As LA is trying to prepare for it, an Olympics coming up,
yes.
all this stuff at the same time.
So we were very optimistic heading in from a business perspective. We were hopeful just, for a better year. I don't know. I throw my hands up. There's a lot of change happening.
Yes, there is.
And you just, at our age, we
Yes.
have to say we have no control.
Yeah.
You go with the flow, you do what you can, and you stay close to family and friends. Otherwise, we're going to go crazy. You and I will be shooting our podcasts from hospital somewhere in our bed. I'll be wheeled in next to you. So
yeah.
it's just the stress of it all can kill you. And I know I was joking about it, but I'm serious. Like,
I agree with you.
you have to kind of learn to take some punches along the way and maintain your sense of humor to get through these periods of time. And I don't know about you folks, but a carton of eggs for $8, I that's the whole problem here. Is the cost of living in our great state of California is out of control.
Yes.
When I have to pay $8 for 12 large eggs, there's a problem.
Yeah. Also, gas is going back up. It was $5.39 for regular.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and we're like, we need gas. What the F are you going to do? The car won't run if you don't have no gas in it. You got to pay the price. You got to pay whatever price it is. It sucks. You got to pay it.
You have to pay it. I mean, you need eggs.
He's right. You got to pay it.
There's a lot of things that you require eggs.
Listen, find eggs. There's no eggs down here.
Oh yeah, no, they're stocked up
here.
Up.
They're buying them up. I went to the thing. I was like, was this 2020? There's like no eggs. There was no eggs. There was no eggs. There was no bread. There was no milk. This is at Ralph's. This is like the regular old Ralph's.
Serious? When was this?
Like 3 or 4 days ago.
Wow.
It's happening down here. Yeah, well, because where I live down here, folks, it's a lot more. It's not suburbia, but it's a lot of homes and stuff down here. So, and if you go further, like south, like I do, go shopping, Westchester, El Segundo, Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach, all that, it's even more just homes and stuff. And I guess they're buying everything up. They're buying up a certain thing. And I know the sign that Ralph said you can only get 2 cartons at a time. That's it per person. I'm like,
oh, those signs are back.
Get it back.
Yeah.
So I haven't bought any eggs. I got no eggs in my house. But I'm like, I've
been eggless for a month. Eggless for a month. And I was at the store yesterday because we had the day off for President's Day. Yeah. And I bought 18 eggs because the bump in price from $8, it went from $8 to like $10.99 or something. I thought, oh, that's a better buy. I'll grab extra eggs. I don't know what to say about the cost of eggs. Now, I know there's a lot of change in regulation. I understand. I get it. But really, folks.
I know. But I'm enjoying the comments on social media because sometimes it's all about, they'll be like, what about the eggs? It just makes me laugh. I don't know, it just makes me chuck. You have to have a sense of humor and you have to laugh. And it was like, the eggs, what about the eggs? I don't know. I mean, I like eggs, but it's okay. No, I know it's fine. No, I'm going through a roof collapse in my house, so
I survived. That's very serious.
Oh yeah, so I survived. So yeah, that's very serious right now. I survived. I was like, I survived. I survived the fires, but then in February we had the rain. That's what did me in. So I'm like, I don't know about this weather stuff. I kind of like LA when it's just calm and about the same all year long.
We're just not equipped to deal with weather anymore. In fact, our entire infrastructure in Southern California, it was really not, he's been shut down, not maintained because we don't deal with weather anymore. So when
Yep.
it comes,
Yep.
we're like, oh my God, the pounding rain and the winds.
Yeah.
And we grew up with that weather. It's not like we don't know that that happens here.
It's just so weird.
It's so
Like
weird.
what's
I had some flooding out in front of the townhome. Like,
I mean, at first I don't mean to laugh, but I mean, just it's kind of funny because again, you have to have a sense of humor about it. Just that it's
you do.
because we don't have four seasons here. We just don't. But
And
yes,
when the
rain.
season comes, like the rainstorms, you're
Yes,
like, oh my God, what is this?
because literally we had rain since last April. So folks, so you just get
Yeah,
an idea. We didn't have rain. Maybe we had a couple of sprinkles once or drizzle one day.
but not
That's
rain.
not rain, but we had actual 3 weeks in a row we had rain. It was like 3 days. It was like one hard day and a couple of days of rain.
Yeah.
Like for like 2 weeks in a row, and that's what did my roof in. And that's what we were saying. I would have known because it doesn't rain. There's like certain things that happen you won't know until it actually happens.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, no one would think I should check my roof this year. I mean, nobody thinks that. It's like I bought a new bed since we talked last too, Melissa. I
Oh.
bought a new love seat for my. I've been really working out my room, and I'm in love with both of them. And I have fallen asleep on the couch, which I haven't done in years. And I love my bed. I just ordered some new sheets today, some new comforter sets that's coming today. Treating myself because I'm worth it.
Good.
I'm worth it. No, but it's funny. I mean, there's just certain things you don't think about because they last a long time,
Mhm.
and until the box spring basically scraped my leg in my bed, I'm like, oh yeah, it's time for a new bed.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, oh,
Ouch.
and then my old love seat, my friend fell through it. No, but I say it's not you because am I fat? It goes, no, it's not you. It's not you. It's just that it's old. It was. Yeah, I guess it was getting there. So, but it's one of those things that you don't unless there's warning
Oopsie.
signs. I was like, oops. We did laugh about it, but now so you like or towels. Like I don't buy.
Yeah.
I buy new. I try to buy new towels every 5 or 6 years, possibly, maybe. But I don't use them every day. You don't think about it until either something happens or it gets stained or stretch or you feel like it's not working anymore. But you just
Yeah.
don't, I should get new towels this year. Like I don't right? You don't think that stuff.
Yeah. No, I bought towels last year, whole new set. Had the old set for probably 5, 6 years.
See, as I said,
You
5 6 years.
know, it was time. The
But where'd you,
mattress
where'd
is
you,
5 years old.
where'd you get your towels from? Like where'd you go? Where you say I need so you go, so Melissa goes, we need towels. Like where did you think to go? I'm very curious.
Well, online.
That's what I did. That's what I
Online
did.
through Amazon. There's
Me
such
too.
a huge selection. Um, and I used to go to Macy's in person, but
Yes.
I remember one year that I had upgraded the old towels, and I walked out with these like I couldn't walk out of the store. Like I was dragging bags because it's the body towels for less because he's 6'3",
I understand.
right? Towels for me, washcloths, hand towels, and then I do a set of like 8.
Okay. Okay.
So think about that. 8 times 4. And
Yeah.
it's like ginormous bags. And I thought, I'm never doing this again. I'm never walking out of the store dragging bags of towels behind me. So I ordered online through Amazon.
Maybe drop my pen.
And
That's
by the
hilarious.
way, not one Macy's customer service person
Oh
asked
yeah,
if I needed help,
of course not.
just say. Uh, so yeah, I ordered online. It was great.
Yeah, I like. There's two collections I actually like. I used to get them at Macy's. I haven't been to Macy's so long. One is the hotel collection. I like
I
them a
love the
lot.
hotel collection.
Good. And then actually Ralph Lauren.
Oh
My
yeah.
my aunt had a set of towels from Ralph Lauren. I went to visit her. I'm like, what's this? This feels good. Like, oh my gosh. Oh, this is Ralph Lauren. I got my Macy's in San
Mhm.
Francisco. I was like, oh, okay. So I stole one of her towels. She knows I stole it. I'm stealing this one. Because I said I needed something to bring back with it, kind of get an idea. And so then I went to Macy's and I found them and I had a whole set of those towels. It was the bomb. I loved it.
Yeah, look, I think first your bed is the most important piece of furniture. Mattress is
Yes,
the most important piece of
yes,
furniture
yes.
because folks like me need our sleep. We need sleep. And so we spend money there. Like we have the Tempur-Pedic
Okay, go on.
mattress.
Okay.
Um, and I love it. Les is not a huge fan, but I love it. Five
That's all that
years.
all that matters. So,
Uh, well, no, but,
I'm just kidding. We
we
love less. I'm just kidding. I love less. I'm just
we
saying.
do love Les.
I'm just
So,
like,
but my body, I prefer that and he doesn't. But we'll have that mattress, for what I'm hoping is another 3 or 4 years before it starts to kind of, they all go. But the mattress for me is the most important, and we'll spend money on that. I spend money on bath towels because I want to feel good coming out of the shower and feel like the water is being absorbed off my body, not just like wicked off my body.
yes.
So I spend money there. It's an
I'm,
investment.
I'm going to say something maybe a little TMI for folks. That's what we do on the show because we're friends. It's just me and Melissa talking anyway. Um,
Yes.
our friend Nick years ago taught me about the importance of good underwear.
Oh, absolutely.
I never cared, but no, before I just was like, I always looked at underwear as functional,
Mhm.
and you just grab whatever's cheapest and put it in your
No.
body. No, and he taught no, he actually, but I mean, because different because and women know this also too. There's different types, different fits, different. I'm like, oh, I had that's different feels. I had no idea, but because of him, to this day, I splurge on underwear. Make sure that I am comfortable in there.
If you're not comfortable in your underwear, you're going to be a grumpy guy, like seriously. And you're always going to be like shifting or pulling, or you're just uncomfortable. Absolute bras for me, same thing. If I don't have the right bra on, I am angry.
Just no, I know, no, I know, I know. My girls and all you buxom women out there, especially, we have
Yeah.
to make the ones that fit right. First of all,
Yeah.
that's a really
Yeah.
important thing. 'Cause I know, remember one of my cousins was like, I was wearing the wrong size for years and had no idea.
Yeah.
She got measured finally, and it was like, I feel better. The girls feel better. Oh my god! I was like, you have to have the right size. Sometimes you can be allergic to fabrics. You gotta be careful
Yeah.
what's close to the skin. I know that one too. You gotta be careful with that, and just I support. I mean,
The
whatever.
support, the back, like how if you feel strangled or cut off and because your bra's too tight around, that's the worst feeling. Um, and at my age, I'm not out there trying to lift and be super sexy because those bras are the worst.
I
Like if
really,
you wear them for 15 minutes, I get it. But if you're gonna wear them out for like hours, ugh, I don't, mm-mm, not. I used to wear them when I was 20.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
And you would suffer, right?
Yes,
For
for beauty, for beauty.
passion. You talk yourself into these crazy ideals. And now it's like, no, if I'm not comfortable in my underwear,
I've
just,
learned that.
it's a bad day for everybody.
It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. I know. I got my mother these tank tops. I mean, she likes them. It's a good fit. We got them. Folks, Amazon. I know we're not endorsed by Amazon. They don't know who we are, but I'm just But she really likes them, so we got her some more. So they feel good. And again, they're undergarments. You need them all the time. Like you're gonna
Yes.
need undergarments. Like that's like they're
Yes.
things that you just kind of. It's okay to get them. I just never thought of something you don't see. That was the thing. Like you said, I'm not trying to show off. I'm not doing porn shoots or anything. So I'm like, who's gonna see my underwear? But it's not about that. It's about being
Right.
comfortable in your skin, basically. It's being comfortable as you move about the day, whatever it is you're doing. That's what I
Mhm.
learned. I
Yeah.
love
And
that.
I think, the idea of like, for example, Skims, I don't know anything about that product line. I think that it's for contouring and, and flattening and all of that, but I think that there's an emphasis really on comfort. And I only call that line out because when you look at that type of clothing, like the things that are supposed to squeeze you in or flatten you or whatever, you don't think of comfort, right? You think of fashion. We have to suffer for a good look. But that line seems comfortable. So it was built with comfort in mind. It's a huge shift in the fashion industry. All the cool undergarments are comfort based as opposed to super sexy based now. So for us, people who think about, I just want to be comfortable, we're styling in that department, right? Because that's what they're designing around. I wish the bras would become more comfortable somehow.
So they're not really. So that's still the kind of
No, again, I
archaic.
think something that is latched on to you and is squeezing you, right, is not comfortable. And unfortunately, I require support. So
Right.
I can't wear the super really comfortable stuff.
Oh, got it. Right.
So I need, support there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
they're very expensive. So try and buy them on sale.
Yeah. Well, there's that too, right?
Just so you know, bras are about $50 now. And that's like, mid-level
I'll
bras.
say mid-level place like probably, but yeah, probably, I'm sure mid-level. Yeah.
$50.
A product you need every day.
I'm just
That's,
saying, I'm a little concerned about pricing on products.
I agree.
Eggs
I
especially.
agree. But we're going to end the show on eggs, folks. Eat your eggs, folks. Eat your eggs. We did 100 episodes of this, and we're going to do something special. We're going to do something special on an odd number. I told Melissa, so we'll do an odd number. So we'll still get together in person. We're going to do something. We're going to do something odd, an odd number. I actually have some ideas I'm working on, so I'll keep Melissa posted on that. But we
Nice.
want to thank everybody for watching and or listening to 99 of these episodes before that. It was an idea that was born out of another idea, and it's going to be really fun. We've had guests on the show and friends on both sides and family members, and we have more to come. I think this is something that Melissa and I like to do, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of fun. With all her awards back there. I found my trophies when I was a kid, so this is one of them from 1980.
Oh,
When
how adorable.
and I thought these were lost in the fire. My spelling bee trophy. They kind of do it
I
anyway. So
love that you won a spelling bee trophy, James.
I did.
You're so cute.
And then this one broke. It's from 1983, but the three is broken.
The background is not ideal for show
I
and
know, show
tell.
it to you guys. But if you watch my other show I did last night, I showed that. I didn't have the background, so they can see it on that show. Called at JLJ this evening. Watch that, you'll see my trophies. But I have a whole story. I tell the story about how I found these and how I cried yesterday because I thought they were gone in the fire.
Oh,
These are three parts of my childhood that I have that didn't get burned in the fire. I don't have any of my yearbooks, I don't have any of my pictures, they're all gone. But I have these three trophies. I'm so happy. So
nice.
yes, but I was a spelling bee champion, and I have proof, folks. I have proof. I was a spelling bee champion. Right there. Okay. But is this coffee and conversation with James, and
Melissa.
make sure you like, subscribe, comment, either under the videos or under the audios. We're everywhere. Apple, Google, not I don't Google anymore. Apple, Amazon, which I've been telling people, Amazon meaning Audible. They're connected. Audible is free if you have Amazon Prime membership. You'll go to Amazon, you can see us, click on it, it'll take you to the Audible app. And if you don't have an account, you set up, it's totally free, and you can listen to us there if you want to. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Deezer, Castles, we're all over the place. And YouTube at JLJ Media, which I'm celebrating 5 years of my company. As I start this next month. 5 years, Melissa, I decided I'm gonna make this a channel. I'm a crazy person making a channel. What am I doing? And as this airs, I think the day it airs, okay. So the day this airs, it'll be my 10-year anniversary as a host.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you, Melissa. She knew me when. She knew me before that. So as 10 years, I've been doing this part of my life. I joined it at 46 years old, and I had
Wow.
no clue what my life was going to be like. And so I'll be able to do some special shows on that. So you can check that out. If you want to see my other 10-year anniversary thing I did with Dish and Days last week, check out Dish and Days. And our friend Tony Moore, her friend, we love Tony.
Love Tony.
I would not be here if it wasn't for him, actually. So you can check out that show too on Dish and Days, where I talk about how he found me and how the whole thing that all started. But I'm celebrating 10 years of doing something that I love to do. And I got Melissa in it too now.
It's a big deal. Congratulations.
Yes. We love you guys, and we'll see you next week. Bye.